All right, this is my 1964 Ford Fairlane, and I have a problem with the ignition switch. I hear a big clunking noise when I turn the vehicle off, so I have narrowed it down to the ignition switch, so I'm going to replace that, and hopefully it goes away. All right, so here is the noise that I am hearing, and I think I just have a bad ignition switch. What's happening is when I turn the vehicle off, it's like it momentarily engages the starter. I hear like a big clunking. And so hopefully I can reproduce that here for you. So I turn it on. You hear that like clunking noise? Even if I go to accessory and I turn it off, it doesn't do it when I go to accessory. It's only when I go from on to off. There, it was really loud. Let me see if I can get you a better shot. So when I have it at on, I go to turn it off. There, it didn't do it. If I go to accessory, then I turn it off, it doesn't do it. There's on again. You can kind of hear it there. On. There it was. On. There it doesn't. So it happens intermittently. So I think that this ignition switch is bad. So I'm going to go ahead and replace that. All right, here's what I'm going to be replacing. It's the ignition switch. You can see it's kind of spring-loaded there. I actually found some new old stock old Ford keys. So how cool is that? So I'm going to go ahead and throw those in. I should say also that this is a testament to people that have little garages. I have the tiniest garage in the world, and I can actually get work done. I've replaced 3 engines in this tiny garage, and literally I have to pull my mower out and pull other things out of the way even to get in this garage. So just because you have a tiny garage, like, you can still get things done. I swear if there was an Olympic for tiny garages, I might win. All right, so how you get one of these out is you have to put the key in there. There's a little opening right there. Actually, hold on. How do I do this? Do I turn it to the accessory? And there's a little opening right there. There we go. That's how you do it. So you put the key in, turn it to accessory, put a little pin or something in that hole, and then the whole thing just comes right out. Like you noticed, I have gone ahead and unhooked the battery. So now I should be able to reach from behind, and it is spring loaded. So I think I have to put pressure towards the dash and then turn it to get it out of there. There we go. I think I got it. Oops. Oh, I'll never find that washer. All right, here's something I was gonna point out to you. I did end up removing this trim piece. I was not aware, but it actually does lock on to the ignition cylinder. And just be aware, this piece has two different sizes. There's a small side and a big side. And there's a small side and a big side. So as you're putting this in the dash, you're gonna press these two together correctly, and then you're gonna lock it together. All right, so here's what we're looking at. This is the ignition cylinder that I just pulled out. And yeah, that's what the plug looks like. So I'm just gonna go ahead and unplug it right here. And I feel like there's an accessory stud on the back of this that I do have something like plugged into. Like you can actually kind of see that nut. And I think this red wire right here is, I have that plugged into that accessory stud, so I'll have to go ahead and remove that as well. All right, here's a better shot of that accessory stud that I was talking about, and it actually looks like I have multiple things plugged into that. So yeah, I just got to take that nut off the back of this. So it looks like I had two things attached to the accessory stud, and Ford actually had one. So just keep that in mind. I don't know that this has ever been off here, so. I'm gonna be kind of gentle trying to pull it off. So here's the old one. I don't know. I mean, that does not look 60 years old to me, so maybe this has been replaced before. All right, so here's the new one going in. Maybe before. And because I have to put, you know, they have this accessory stud, I'm just confirming that, yeah, that nut is the same size as the other one, so. All right, one thing I'm going to point out here that that I noticed was that this one has an extra tab right there. This is the one I took out of the vehicle. That has a tab right there. This one does not. At first I thought, oh shoot, I got the wrong one. But then when I look at the plug, all right, so then when I look at the plug though, those spots, like right here, there's nothing in there. There's not a wire coming out of there, or that one, so just be cautious of that. My vehicle, whatever that other wire is, my vehicle does not have it. There's only 3 spade connectors in here. And my new ignition switch has 3 on it, so just pay attention to that. Like you might have an extra one out here or an extra one right there that I do not have, so just pay attention to that. All right, I finally got this. It really was kind of a nightmare. I was not able to install it with the plug plugged in on the back of the ignition switch. I just couldn't get a grip on it to like get it plugged in. Or not really plugged in, but I couldn't get a grip on it to be able to put the trim ring on the outside of it. I was not able to hold on to that and then turn that with the plug on the back of the ignition switch, so I did end up disassembling it. I took the plug off, I took the wires off, so now I'm just reassembling that and hitting myself in the face. In the process. So yeah, now I'm just reassembling it. All right, so now I'm gonna go plug the battery in and see if it still makes that sound. All right, so I have the battery plugged back in, so let's go ahead and see. Yeah, I think it was this ignition switch. I don't hear that at all, and I'm clearly getting like power. All right. Yep, I think that was it. I don't hear anything, so I think that was a bad ignition switch. So it only took me about 2 hours. But I got it. Yeah, mostly it was literally just fighting with this, like the back side of it, the ignition switch, like trying to get this trim piece and the back side of that. Wow, that was kind of a nightmare to get lined up. But yeah, just keep at it and you will get it. All right, I hope this helps somebody. Thanks for watching.